right, there we go. Jumping into it. All right, so it's already underway, which is good stuff. Tony coming off the board. TSM not hesitating at all to pick the Kestrel. Is this the first Lyra that we have seen make it through to this point in the draft thus far today?
No, we did see one Lyra earlier. We saw one Lyra get, it was picked in the exact same spot. We have not seen a Lyra first picked today, but we have seen it first picked on the B side.
Banned quite a bit, though.
Has been banned very frequently, but this time the Celeste takes her spot in that ban, so not too surprising to see her get through. The Kestrel, though, being picked up by TSM. We did see, I believe, Kaz actually took that last week in one of their games and had an amazing performance with it. So looking forward to seeing if it's going to go to him or if it will be one of the other carries for the team. That's one of the great things about Kestrel is her flexibility. Yeah,
so there's a lot of range out of the side of TSM, but they are squishy, and they are going against a Taka. Lone Delphi, monster Taka player. That's something that if Nova decides to put Delphi on that, he is going to potentially have a field day in the back lines of TSM. If they're not careful, I think they're one step ahead, though, and definitely setting up to protect those squishier carries.
Both the Rona and the Krull taken off the board. Those are the two premier bruisers in a 5v5, so we could be seeing something else be put into that role. You know, we've seen plenty of carry Catherines, we've seen the Graces, so things like that could definitely be coming out this game. We'll see where they decide to go, but the Fortress, again, a little surprised that we haven't seen Fortress featured as prominently, considering in the solo queues and the ranked queues, Fortress is the highest win percentage of any hero on 3.1.
Yeah, so looking at Nova's draft now, this is either going to be a lane, or more than likely not, a lane Taka with Fortress coming out of the jungle. One thing that I have seen North America play a little bit of, though, is some lane Crystal Power Lyra. I don't believe we've seen that at all yet this season. Maybe one time, I don't really remember, but that's definitely an option for Nova Esports if they feel like going a little bit off meta.
Yeah, it would be definitely a bit off meta, to be sure. It's not something we see very frequently. We saw when Lyra first came out, a couple of people tried to make it work. It kind of faded away with some tweaks and changes, giving her the bonus health on her sigil, kind of pushed her into the captain role. But with the rest of this competition, with a Fortress on there, you never know if the Fortress is going to go captain or if it's going to go into the Crystal route. You do have that Sky, though, which is another one of those heroes that can be flexed into either weapon or Crystal, depending on what you need. So I like this flexibility that Nova is setting themselves up for.
Alpha coming off the board once again. Definitely a pick we have seen a bunch today. Picked or banned, so definitely high priority for these teams in the Sovereign's Rise meta. TSM wrapping up their draft with the Scarf, though. That's a little bit interesting considering they already had the Samuel. So we're either going to be, my guess is Hammy is going to be on the Scarf in the top lane. That's something that he absolutely loves playing. He plays it super well, and the amount of objective damage that Scarf can do definitely tailored toward that EU macro playstyle.
Not only that, but if you have Churnwalker with a few targets chained and you get one person stuck on top of a burning goop, it is spreading so much damage to the rest of the team. So I want to see this Churnwalker be amazing. We've seen it a couple times on 5v5. It hasn't really, been overly impressive with compared to what we saw at the tail end of 3v3. I want to see these plays start coming out because it's such a fun hero to watch.
And not just spreading out that damage. If someone's trying to run off the goop, you can just pull them right back onto it.
All right, with the picks in, who are the players that we're going to be watching this match? Let's start with you, Flash.
Shaded Talent, my boy, my replacement on behalf of TSM. Definitely have huge expectations for him this season. I know I hinted at retiring quite a bit last year. It took me forever. I didn't want to replace myself with someone that I didn't feel could fill my shoes well. Shaded Talent has done absolutely that, especially in the first 2 games thus far. I've been very happy with his performance. He's very driven, very mechanically skilled individual player, and I definitely look forward to watching him grow throughout this season.
Yeah, it definitely was, when he was with Vision Gaming in 3v3, was one of the key components to the fact that they were able to make it so far and look like such a strong team. But on the other side of the Rise, for the Nova Esports, Truth, I think, has to be one of the players to watch. Right up alongside starting all over. Truth is like the second part of this 1-2 punch of these hard carries that this team has assembled. And last week, we saw him absolutely go off on a Vox in one of their games. And of course, just really stepping up to the plate as we expect from him. He's one of these players that you constantly expect to to be having amazing performances, especially with the Vox, especially with the Idris. Those are his two standout heroes. I want to see him be able to bring a few more heroes up to the level of those two.
Absolutely. Very mechanically gifted, skilled player doing big things in the Sovereign's Rise. Him and Starting Oliver kind of like the deadly duo, if you will, and definitely going to have some big things coming out of them this year.
All right, so the game's just about to get underway, but before we begin, can you give us a quick recipe that Nova might be able to pull a win from this whole thing with?
Nova has the mechanics. Absolutely. They need to make sure that they are figuring out and matching TSM's macro game.
Yeah, reflex blocks are going to be key, making sure they don't get stunned up in bad situations.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we are going to join the game right now at Sovereign's Rise.
That's right, we're on Sovereign's Rise, and thank you for joining us here in this game. This is the third match of the day for North America, TSM versus Nova. I'm Humanist, at least I think I am, and I'm definitely with Denomine.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Humanist, as we've got this game between Nova and TSM starting out. And as Flash mentioned, they've got kind of the deadly duo there with Truth and Starting All Over. But TSM, arguably the best team for North America in Vainglory 5v5 right now. It's going to be a tough matchup for either side.
I didn't realize we were playing mid only right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a strategy as several of the teams have been doing to try to get some aggression going down and get the ability to push into your opponent's Crystal Treant. But we see a good rotation coming out of Nova here. They're trying to do the same.
Yeah, a little bit of the same strategy coming back and forth. Now the hook and chains and the damage coming out through, spelling kind of a disaster for the early game here out of Nova. And Eddie, you're in a bad place. Still get popped with the Corrupted Genius. His first blood goes over to TSM.
Yeah, first blood to TSM. Unfortunately, no Kaku for the Taka there. Unable to go invisible, unable to get out safely. So that's going to be a little bit of gold going over to TSM, as well as they were able to steal away the Treant from Nova's side, I do believe. And they're now focusing on clearing out their jungle, obviously giving Chuck that healing Treant so that when he returns to the mid lane, he will be healthy enough to go ahead and sustain there. Actually, he's going to recall and pick up probably a couple crystal bits.
Yeah, it's nice if you have that moment where you can go ahead and recall. You just get out to the lane, have that slight advantage you'd like to have. And Shaded Talent doing a great job to just kind of be annoying and hold the lane here. Doing a great job 2 versus 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shaded Talent is actually a very good churn walker, so I'm excited to see what kind of plays he's able to set up here. Bacon was mentioning if someone's standing on that goop, specifically that we're still in 3.1, the damage over time is still at full as opposed to the burst. So that would be kind of some interesting damage that gets thrown around there. Obviously, Lyra and Fortress here in the mid lane, Starting All Over. I'm going to carry Lyra starting with the Storm Crown first.
Yeah, this is it's an interesting hero, I think, for starting. Oh, 3 glimmer shots, but the 4th not landing starting. He's low. I don't know if he used that healing flask already, but TSM, like the wolf is at the door as they're onto the turret here. 3 minutes in, a little bit of chip damage coming out. TSM will juggle that turret aggro off. The pull back into the goop starting, taking good damage, but more damage coming out from the turret onto Shaded Talent. So Nova doing a good job at least to make sure that turret's proccing the damage there. Up in top, Truth trying to get the go onto Hammy. Hammy able to turn it around and stay alive. Nice play by Hammy there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see the damage that Chuck has already... Oh, hold on.
Cause makes the rotation. One more glimmer, one more attack. A nice Kaku coming out here. They'll kill each other. I don't know, actually. It's Kestrel gets the Taka, Taka gets the Samuel. Well, that's going to be kill going both ways. Nice play.
Yeah, in the mid lane, we obviously have a quarter of that turret already taken down by Chuck. So Scarf, one of the best heroes at taking objectives, you know, maybe rivaled by Celeste Kestrel. Oh,
Truth just jumped Cause. Cause was able to stand his ground with the healing flask, turns it around, a couple glimmers, puts him down.
A good play coming out of Kaz there. Up 3-1 on the side of Team Solo Mid right now, as Kaz also going to try to clear out some of the jungle. The healing camp was there. Important to make note, TSM is going to be going with 3 crystal carries. And then obviously Daniel likely going to be that kind of tanky frontline carry for the weapon power. And Kaz got a fight here with Edial. Can he make the fight happen?
See. He could potentially trade it out. Nah, doesn't have the glimmers, and he'll be taken down. It is kind of a sticky situation there, but Eddie Alex, he's going to be okay. Gets himself out.
Yeah, he's gonna get himself out, but he's also gonna find that his healing camp is not there. He's taking a lot of damage from the weapon tree and unable to finish it.
Oh no, that's so troll, dude.
Yeah, Eco left him a little bit too soon there, and he had to recall. So overall, Kaz did die, but that's a lot of time wasted here for the Taka as well.
Daniel taking a lot of damage down in bot. Erica getting a slight advantage in this 1v1 situation as they look to trade there. It's really interesting between the Black Feather and the Sky, because if you can kind of avoid the on point or avoid the forward barrage, you're avoiding a lot of the damage coming out here.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to be a little bit easier for Daniel to do as he gets his Rose offensive, the ability where he can both get a little bit closer to Sky as well as edge himself just out of that forward barrage. Now is Chuck and Kaz coming here in the mid lane looking for starting.
Looking for starting. Starting knows what's going on. It's a sigil into the bulwark. They stand their ground, but the goop damage actually pretty significant here. Kaz connecting on a couple glimmers. Starting, what do you do? Are you actually just trying to bait it out? Are you that cocky? Oh, one shot dodged out here. What a calculated teleport back, and Starting dips behind the turret. He'll be just fine. Starting playing with fire, has that healing flask, and that's why he's doing what he is doing. Shaded Talent, a little pull back there, you know, and now Starting though, he's much more vulnerable because he does not have that flask.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct there. Kaz and Hammy now cleaning out the jungle and just trying to keep their experience
Portal in, they're gonna go
coming.
on Chuck. Can they pop the baby dragon? One more attack, Eddie's got him, but now the turnaround potentially coming on through as Kaz makes the move into mid, but Shaded Talent with 3 hook and chains, it's Nova taking the damage. Eco with the healing flask, Kaz, 2 more attacks, he's able to get that kill. And that is not what you're looking for if you're Nova. Kaz, he stands his ground, doesn't even try to get back, there's nothing he can do. Now Starting, is he gonna go down to Shaded Talent? Shaded Talent, the merciful player, able to, not a Clown Walker, because Clown Walker would have taken that for sure.
Yeah, definitely instilling fear into the enemies. Definitely something that the new Churn skin can do. Shaded Talent does have that weapon buff, so unfortunately not going on the most optimal target. But the fact that they had it at all means that the side of Nova did not. But now Chuck is looking to try to force this wave up again. Scarf, one of the best heroes.
Truth keeps hanging around when he's incredibly low. That's how he died before, and he was very low. Hammy just put him down with a simple Malice Inverted combo up in that top lane.
And now, not only is that going to be mid turret, it looks like Hammy is going to be able to get that top turret as well. Excellent use of the minion candy up here by Hammy. That's going to secure that turret a little bit quicker. He's going to have the time to get out, have the time to shop with that 1,200 gold he's got in his pocket, 1,300 gold he's got in his pocket.
I mean, what a place to be right now. Hammy, level 7, takes the kill, takes the turret, and as the rotation comes in from Nova, both players are level 5. So it's like, potentially, they could have got a kill if they were a little bit higher level, a little bit further into their movement, that rotation before the turret goes down. But it's just like everything is going the way of TSM right now.
Yeah, that does appear to be the case. We do have 6-4, so not everything is going TSM's way. But looking at the objective control, you most certainly would say it is. We've got about a 4,000 gold lead in favor of TSM. Hammy going ahead, feeling safe, farming this wave up. And Truth has the Poison Shiv, but doesn't have a ton of damage yet on this glaive, which means, yes, he can get into that backline quickly. Yes, he can apply that mortal wound, but he doesn't really have the ability to contest Hammy or even really Kaz at this point for damage.
4 from TSM onto the T2 turret here. One more attack, it'll be going through. It's just a little glimmer shot coming out of the CP Castrol here. Now TSM, I'll go ahead and reposition back. One shot flies on through, connecting big damage. Daniel jumps on forward. The bulwark's down as Nova looks to potentially turn this around. Daniel, low on health, he's able to get back, but Hammy's made the rotation from top lane into mid. In the drifting dark, you gotta respect what the Samuel can bring to the table, but now it times out. The portal forward Starting's made the call to feed his fortress. On into the fight, feeds too as Ego goes down. A double kill comes on through for Kaz as TSM turn that engage around, and I think that's one that Nova wishes they could have back.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like Truth missed the Arcane Passage a couple times, actually, and that may be part of why he wasn't able to get in. He was quite healthy, but was unable to soak up any of that frontline damage that the team needed him to do so. So as of now, we've got 9-4 in the lead for Team Solo Mid. They also have a substantial turret lead right now with 3 turrets down. And they have all their standings, so TSM feeling comfortable. They take another, so now 5 turrets remain for the side of Nova. and might have a little bit of a collapse down here in the bot lane.
Yeah, potentially, if that's what Nova wants to do. Death from Above is going to kind of zone out this choke point here, but TSM will now easily take the turret, and they can decide to move forward if they like to. They have a lot of damage output here. Cause just sits on the backside, Hammy as well, and a little Torment. Playing games with Starting. Starting can go ahead and Portal if he does get caught. Eco, Erica trying to land as much damage and defend this first base turret, but it's going to be going down here. In fact, they've lost Erica. They might be losing some more. Dragon's Breath comes out. The baby dragon's going to burn them down. Thinking Oblivion landed as well to set that up. They'll go into the armory. Deleting the armory. We're 10 minutes in. Come on, TSM. Get them. Stand your ground. Get in there. Finish this game. Don't be scared. It's okay. They'll show a little bit of respect here. Mature players and get back. What poise, what patience out of this team solo mid squad.
Yeah, they don't have Von C anymore, so apparently there's a little bit of fear in the fight around that choke point, and Erica Kane just going to go ahead and clean that out. I do like what Truth did, though, when that bottom push started happening. He was in the top lane, he recognized that he had a captain wave with another wave on the way, forced that wave underneath turret, recalled, knowing his minions were able to push that objective by themselves, and was able to rejoin his team with a fairly decent time frame, at least. So not the worst loss for them there, but they do have to be cautious as their base is cracked open in that bot lane.
Well, right now, I'm just looking at the items across the board, and there's like literally, I'm not sure I'm seeing a player on the map where you'd like to be, like, if you're Nova. Like, the Sky hasn't completed her second item. Hold that. We might have a fight. We definitely have a fight breaking out. No, we just have a dead hero. And that's going to be Hammy going down here. Nova catching Hammy out. Now Truth standing his ground. Doesn't have... Well, I didn't see if he... No, the Afterburn was going to be on cooldown there. Starting, caught out, ports back. They'll take the portal and look to follow as well. Dragon's Breath will go ahead and burn him on down. Getting the kill with the ultimate. That's what you like to do there. Doesn't happen all the time with Scarf. And Eco will go down as well. Is Nova able to get one kill, but then get picked apart?
Yeah, you're absolutely on point with that, Humanist. It was a matter of TSM. They did lose out on Hammy, but then turning it around for 4 kills, not the best situation for Nova to be in. I'm a little curious why Erica Kane has gone with the Frostburn first item in this matchup. Blackfeather, the only front line. I would have liked to see a little bit more of a punish and try to force that fountain out early, possibly use the Death from Above. You can spread around that the Mortal Wound coming from a Spellfire, so I would have liked to see a little bit of a different build path coming out of Sky.
Yeah, I would have liked to see an Ozo myself as well. Truth, get out of that one. And let's get a nice take on the Ghost Lane there. TSM able to get back a clean take. We're 12.5 minutes into this one, 15-5. Advantage, a serious advantage going over to TSM. And honestly, this is going to have to be some pretty godly plays coming out of Nova if they're going to turn this one around.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct there, Humanist. TSM, they're trying to force up the mid wave right now.
And they're doing so incredibly successfully. Tuck taking a bit of damage, but connecting on his Spitfires as well. They're going to hang around. Still have that Ghost Wing buff. So he lets that go ahead and build up on himself now. Death from Above, kind of splitting them apart. Erica trying to dance, but getting taken down. There's no follow-up. And TSM, they're going to move on through. The second armory's down, getting onto the Vein Crystal. Looks like, why not get some kills? Pad your stats here, guys. Come on. Let all the stats keepers have some fun as they get a couple more kills there. That's going to be the Vein Crystal getting taken down. As TSM, well, they'll take this game in about less than 13.5 minutes here. 19-5. 13K plus 14K net worth advantage. This is a serious domination for TSM.
Yeah, absolutely, and I bet we have a happy Flash X over on the analyst desk who's talking about the team being more aggressive like you, and I think we saw it here.
That's my